Compact cars are still alive. You know what? Not everybody wants to drive SUVs, and compact cars aren't as compact anymore. They're packaged so well with lots of utility, lots of comfort, and lots of premium features now. We're here in Austin, Texas to check out this latest from Kia. This is the K4. This is here to replace the Kia Forte, and look at this. This is all new. This new K4 is all new. Now, this shares the same platform as the Hyundai Elantra, but it's really interesting how these two companies actually have a different design eye. So this definitely has a different style than the Elantra. So size-wise, this is actually wider and longer than most vehicles in its class, and actually 50 millimeters longer even than their popular Kia Sportage. There are 5 trims available for the new K4, starting with the base LX. Then we get to the EX, EX Plus, GT Line Turbo, and GT Line Turbo Limited. This is the EX, which is pretty well gonna be the volume seller. It actually comes with 17-inch alloys. The base trim gets 16-inch wheels with covers on it. This is called Morning Haze, this color. Kind of like a toothpaste color. If you go to the top trim, the biggest difference is you get a lot more piano gloss finish, like even around the window surrounds here, and you do get a little bit of chrome. Also, GT Line gets 18-inch alloy wheels as well. Now, styling-wise, on all K4s, you have that nice signature, very slim tiger nose front grille, and it just looks so wide because the lights are pulled right to the edges on either side. Standard LED headlamps. Now, if you go into the limited trim, you get the cube style LED projectors, but look how wide this looks. Real long flat hood here. Onto the side though, this is where it gets really interesting because you get this sportback type of look. You see how it just slopes right down here? Definitely adds to the sportiness. They've actually kind of recessed or hidden the door handle into the black surround area here. Easy to grab. I'm not sure about if you have smaller kids, if it's gonna be harder to open or not. The K4 also features that star map lighting signature, which you really can't miss, especially when it gets dark. It's a little hard to see right now, but you know, whether you're driving a Kia Carnival, an EV9, or of course this K4, basically can't miss that this is a Kia front and rear signature as well. Coming around the back, you'll see that fastback style back here, but you know what? You're not gonna jeopardize a lot of room for the trunk here. We do have that signature lighting on the rear, that's continued. No visible exhaust pipes here at all. Now, when we open the trunk up, you get above average room, 413 liters of room here. And the best thing, a lot of people ask, hey, pull up that floor, we actually have a jack and a spare tire. It's a pretty deep well in there. So if you are concerned that this vehicle has no spare tire, this one does have it. If you need extra room, you can actually pull those handles back and fold the 60/40 seats down. All right, we mentioned we are in the EX, which is just one above the base LX, and it is fairly well equipped. First of all K4s come standard with front heated seats. So when you go up to the EX, we get front heated seats as well as a heated steering wheel. They all kind of look the same. You get this large display here, and it looks like two 12.3-inch displays. However, it is a 12.3-inch for your infotainment that does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And on the left side for the driving cluster, you have a 4-inch screen in the center, and you have your digital display of speedometer and tach on the either side of it. Those ones you can't adjust. If you go into the GT Line Turbo, you get dual 12.3-inch screens, so you can configure what's in front of the driver's display. Instead of the 4, you get 12.3, and you also get a 5-inch display in the middle of there for your HVAC controls. We've seen that. That's basically right out of the EV9, their flagship vehicle. So they really haven't held anything back. Even though this is a compact vehicle, you could have compact, but big premium features in a small package for sure. Now, if you go for the EX, you get cloth seats as well as the LX. EX Plus gets leatherette seats. You also get a heated steering wheel. Speaking of heat, climate control. Unless you go into the GT line, which is the turbo, you do not have automatic climate control. And what's kind of odd, I'm just so used to it now, is normally you would actually have either dials, or you actually have numbers that say you want to go 20 degrees or 70 degrees Fahrenheit, for instance. This one that lights up blue or red, and the fan just goes, and just the incremental segments. It's not bad. It's actually easy to use. Lots of features: USB-C connectivity, wireless charging, and just like other Kia vehicles, you have this adjustability here. So put your drink in and you can push that button and it actually wraps around your drink. However, if you have thin bottles like this water bottle, it will not hold. Make sure you have a larger drink in there. Do we have a sunroof? No, we don't. But if you go into the EX Plus, you do get a sunroof. Not only that, you also get an acoustic windshield as well. Here's something I wouldn't really say is bad, it's just kind of different. The Kia logo is basically situated kind of to the right of the center. It's not in the center. I think it works actually. So they all look very similar regardless of what trim you get. If you go into the GT line though, the one difference is that you're gonna get a power driver's seat. These are all manual, but they do have height adjustments for passenger and the driver. If you go into the GT line Limited, not only do you get a power seat, but you get a memory setting, you also get a Harman Kardon audio system, and you get ventilation for the front seats. Let's have a look in the back. In the rear, this is what I'm so impressed of with these modern day platforms, is how much they can pack into a compact vehicle. So the seat is set to where I would sit. I'm almost 5'11", and look how much room I have for my knees. My feet do fit underneath, but I have it set right now, the seat as low as it goes. I like to sit nice and low. If you want it higher, you will have more foot room back here. But yeah, that's ample leg room, and headroom is decent. We have air vents as well as USB-C connectivity. And look at even on the seat back, they even thought about it. You can actually hang your jacket on the back of these seats, which is really nice. No center armrest or drink holders on this trim. If you go into the GT line Turbo, you do get that, but definitely room for 5. There is a small hump in the middle, but yeah, I think they did a good job in the back here. Powering the new K4, option of 2 power plants. The one that we're driving is the 2-liter 4-cylinder, and that's gonna give you 147 horsepower and 132 pounds of torque. If that sounds familiar to you, well, it's the same as the Hyundai Elantra as well. That's matched to their IVT, which is their variable transmission. If you go into the GT line Turbo, you're gonna get a 1.6-liter turbo. You're gonna bump up the horsepower to 190 ponies and 195 pound-feet of torque. And on that one, you don't get a variable transmission, you get an 8-speed auto box there. This variable transmission actually, it has simulated shift points in it, and it's actually fairly responsive. Now, if you go for the base LX, it's not a big difference, but one difference there, it does not have a drive mode button. So we have a drive mode button on the EX, and that's gonna go into only 2 options, normal or sport. And yeah, if you're gonna go into sport, you're going to use a little bit more fuel, but you will get, it's gonna map the engine for optimum performance. Also, it's gonna change your steering feel as well. It's gonna get quite a bit stiffer when you are in sport mode. Another difference, if you go to the GT line, you actually get a different suspension. You get a multi-link independent rear suspension, whereas you get a torsion beam suspension on the non-turbo trims that we have here. You also get larger brakes on the GT line. But we haven't been really carving any canyons or anything with this, but it sure does feel good to drive a car. Because we're always in an SUV, it seems, and yeah, we sit nice and low. The visibility is fairly good in here, and you feel like you just want to toss things around on this. It's a nice low platform. I'm not sure if the GT line is going to be sprung different. Definitely that rear suspension may make a difference on there. That one is not quite available at this point yet. Okay, foot to the floor. Actually, we're not in sport mode. There we go. There's 60 miles an hour. Definitely adequate for a small compact. Obviously, the 1.6 turbo is definitely going to get you there a little bit quicker for sure. Now talk about features, especially for standard features, even the base trim gets radar cruise control. If you go into a higher trim level, you go highway driving assistant or HDA and HDA2 on the top trim. You can just basically set it and forget it. It'll do lane change assist for you as well. Lots of advanced driving aids on these K4s for sure. Fuel economy wise, it's gonna hit right kind of in the sweet spot in this class of vehicle. 7 liters per 100K in combined city and highway driving. That's about 33 miles per gallon for our friends down south there. If you want to compare this, let's say one of the biggest competitors would be the Honda Civic, for instance. That's gonna get you a little bit more fuel economy. Now, one thing about the power plants of this new K4, this is a front-wheel drive system. There is no all-wheel drive option, nor is there a hybrid. And you know what? Some people may be looking for a hybrid. We just recently tested the Civic hybrid, and boy, that thing really, really does sip fuel. So it'd be nice to see Kia come up with a hybrid version of this if it wasn't too much more of a premium to pay. One thing we have noticed on our drive in Austin, Texas here, it's, for us Canadians, it's actually hot here. It's about 85 degrees. I know the locals think it's actually quite cool. It's hot for us. And I actually want to even turn up the fan even more because it's so hot, but I don't want the noise to actually interfere with the audio of this recording. But yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling extreme cool for the climate control here. I don't know if it would be different if we actually had the dual zone climate control, if it changes that at all, but on this one here, I wish it could get cooler. So what's it gonna cost to get into a brand new Kia K4? Well, it's actually not as much as you think. It's one of the lowest prices to get into a brand new car for sure, especially for a compact. This is not a subcompact car. So the base LX starts at $23,995. These are Canadian dollars, by the way. If you wanna go to the EX, which is gonna be most likely the volume seller, $26,495, and that's still not bad. You're getting a lot of content for that. You're getting the alloy wheels, you're getting a heated steering wheel, heated seats, all of that good stuff. And if you want the very top of the line, you want to go for that turbocharged engine and that limited, so you get the 360 camera and the Harman Kardon stereo, ventilated seats, all that. That's going to run $34,495. Remember, these are Canadian dollars, so make sure to check your local Kia website where you live to see what the price is there. I think Kia has done a very good job packaging this vehicle to a very broad audience. Whether you're an empty nester, you could be starting off college, you need a nice entry level basic car, but you want brand new with a lot of features, a lot of safety features. This is gonna be it. So yeah, I think they've done a great job on this K4, and the sedan is not dead. Not everyone needs an SUV. If you don't need an SUV, look at a compact sedan like the K4. That's it. Hope to see you in the next video. Ciao. Like always, if you liked this video or any other content on this channel, I've got a lot of videos out there, not just for cars, by the way. We have tech stuff, even automated lawnmowers and travel reviews as well. If you could hit that like and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated.